Straight ahead on WBKB News at 11, a car show in Lincoln brought back the 1950s. Plus, ACC hosted the 19th annual Scramble for Scholarship at River's Edge Golf Club. And author Catherine Stevens makes an appearance at Brush Creek Mill. We'll have those stories plus your local weather and sports. The news that affects you starts now.
From Rogers City to Tawas City and all points in between, this is Northeast Michigan's award-winning news team. We are your source for news, weather, and sports. We are WBKB News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Neil Liwanag. The 1950s are back. It was a trip down memory lane with the 17th annual Lincoln Lions Antique and Classic Car Show. It was a day of fun and great music from the 50s, with several vintage cars and even some modern vehicles as well. Aside from checking out all the cars, the community also got a chance to eat brats, hot dogs, hamburgers, and drink a little bit of pop. For only $15 to enter, participants showcased their cars and all the money went to a good cause.
Well, the proceeds go to our philanthropy work here in Lincoln. The Lincoln Lions are not a fraternal organization, we're a service organization. And we try to assist those who are in need, those who maybe are less fortunate than some of us.
For more information about future events with the Lincoln Lions Club, visit e-clubhouse.org/sites/LincolnMI. This afternoon, Boy Scout Troop 97 hosted a hot dog lunch fundraiser just outside Mr. Ed's IGA grocery store. In order to raise money for a camp to Mackinac, Troop 97 got together to sell hot dogs for just $3. Each member of the Scouts need $80 to pay for the trip, but not all the kids are able to make that possible. So, Troop Scout Master Ethan Scoots researched the idea of a hot dog stand and proposed it to the committee.
Not all of our kids are going to be able to just come up with $80 right there on the spot. So he came to Mr. Ed's and he asked them permission to be able to do this in their parking lot, and the kids jumped on board.
Today's hot dog fundraiser raised $100 for the troops as they move closer to their Mackinac trip. And for more information on future Boy Scout Troop 97 events, please call Scoutmaster Ethan at 989-335-0692. This afternoon, Brush Creek Mill welcomed Catherine Stevens, the author of Tux and Me. Locals who attended got a glimpse of Stevens as she read several passages from Tux and Me. Stevens also answered questions and gave a brief insight about the process of writing Tux and Me. Tux and Me is a story of an unlikely friendship between a runaway slave named Crispus Atticus and Gabriel, a young Quaker. Stevens says her inspiration to write this book is due to her concern of young children not being able to really understand the background of the United States.
I didn't believe that our students had an idea of the history of our country, not just the names and dates, but the actual people and what they went through in order to live in that time period.
Tux and Me is now available online and at select local bookstores. Golf, food, and good people sound like a great mix for a fundraiser, right? Well, the Alpena Community College did just that this afternoon at the River's Edge Golf Club, and here's how the event all came about. Today, the Alpena Community College hosted the 19th annual Scramble for Scholarship. Alumni, staff, and people from all over the Alpena community hit the green to help the students at ACC.
Since its inception, we've raised over $314,000 and provided hundreds of scholarships for students who might not otherwise receive them.
Entry fee for the event was $90, and that covered a cart, a round of golf, and of course, lunch.
Net proceeds benefit scholarships for Alpena Community College students.
The top golfers were awarded with prizes, but it was all about the ACC students.
True winners today are our students who are the beneficiaries of the scholarships.
I want to thank Penny and Barb and Sue Fitzpatrick and Nancy Coombs and the rest of the foundation trustees. They do a great job. If it weren't for them, a number of students wouldn't be able to attend college, and because they can, some of their lives are transformed for the better. A lot of community support, and it just pulls people together, and it demonstrates the support that there is for the college and the community. Very significant and much appreciated.
This is the largest foundation that ACC hosts, and every year the event brings in about $18,000. In Alpena, Neil Liwanag, WBKB News. Coming up on WBKB News at 11, find out why it's not a good idea to check your 401ks. All that and more next. Welcome back. In your Money Watch, today might not be the best time to check your 401ks. The Dow and S&P are opening in negative territory for the year. What sparked the sell-off? First, worries about China's economy. Also, falling oil prices and what it means for the big energy companies. And then there's uncertainty over when the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates. The retailer Madewell is recalling about 50,000 of its sightseer sandals. A metal part can come loose and break through the bottom of the shoe, causing people to trip and fall. You can return the sandals for a full refund. And if you're looking for a little glamping trip this summer, now you can camp with a high-end RV, even if you don't own one. The startup Outdoorsy has 2,300 RVs listed on its site, some for just $65 a day. The more luxurious ones go for $650 a day. If you're heading to the pump, GasBuddy.com and AAA of Michigan helped us find the highest and lowest gas prices locally and across the state. The lowest price for gas in Alpena is coming in at $2.73 at Meyer Station. The highest is $2.77 at Marathon. Across the state, the lowest price at the pump is $2.39 in Dearborn, and the highest price is coming in at $3.79 in Romulus. There's still much more to come on WBKB News at 11. Kyle Logan will be in with sports, and I'll be right back with your weather forecast. Stay tuned. All right, thanks for joining us. Now it's time to look at the weather. All right, today's almanac current conditions today was 83 high and low of 53. Normal was 76 degrees, 53 was your low, and record back in 1955 was 97 degrees, and 32 was your low in 1957. The sun rose at 6:44 a.m. with the sunset of 8:30 p.m. Looking at your current conditions right now, 66 degrees outside. It's a cool night with a humidity of 83%. Winds at 6 miles per hour. And your radar, a little bit of clouds coming from downstate, almost entering Alpena. And tonight, you have mostly clear at 61 degrees, south winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And tomorrow, sunny, then thunderstorms at 77 degrees, southeast wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, another chance of showers and thunderstorms at 57 degrees with south winds at 10 miles per hour. And let's take a look at your extended forecast. Monday and Tuesday look to be a lot of rain. Monday at 67 degrees is your high, 57 is your low. For Tuesday, 63 is your high, 53 is your low. And Wednesday, a little bit of sunshine, but we'll get some of that rain and a high of 65. And a cool 54 for the low. And your Thursday would be 69 would be your high, and 53 for your low. And Friday, a little bit more of rain to come back in at 71 degrees, and 55 is your low. Now it's time for today's photo of the day. Today's photo was sent in by Nora Chimner of Greenbush. Now this is a photo Nora took of the beautiful sunrise overlooking Lake Huron from her own deck on the beach in Greenbush this morning. What a peaceful and colorful sunrise. Thank you, Nora, for sending us this photo. If you have a photo you would like to send us, email it along with a short description to news@wbkb11.com. In your Health Watch this evening, millions of Americans are not taking care of their contact lenses, putting them at risk of serious eye infections. A CDC survey found 99% of lens wearers engage in at least one bad habit. Doctors say keeping contact lens cases longer than 3 months or topping off solution instead of dumping out the old raises the risk of an infection. British researchers warn that dieters who eat on the run may be more likely to gain weight rather than lose it. They tracked the eating habits of 60 women, and those who ate while walking around or otherwise distracted were more likely to overeat later. And a new Harvard study suggests breastfed babies may have a higher rate of pollutants in their blood. According to researchers, industrial chemicals that are linked with cancer and immune issues appear to build up in babies who are exclusively breastfed. Doctors say these chemicals are regularly found in a person's blood and can stay longer in a body a long time. But the study author says there is no reason to discourage breastfeeding. In national news, wildfires continue to race across Washington state. Now, residents are taking matters into their own hands to protect their homes. Chris Martinez reports from Washington.
Nearly a dozen fires continue to consume thousands of acres in Okanogan County, Washington, more than 200 miles northeast of Seattle. Megan Nansen can't believe what's happening to her town. Fires in all directions.
It's hell on earth and it won't stop.
Thousands have been ordered to evacuate, but some homeowners refuse to go. The Heindelsman brothers are trying to beat back the flames from reaching their grandparents' home.
There'd be no way to leave without trying. I mean, grandparents' house, got to try to save it.
They've been told to evacuate so many times and they won't go. They just fight, and everybody fights.
Because this is home.
Yeah. Yep.
For the first time in the state's history, Washington officials are asking for volunteers to help fight the fires. They say already more than 3,000 people have offered to help.
Thousands of firefighters remain on the front lines. Philip Ridgely is leading a team from Oregon.
This is my country, and I'm proud to be a part of what's going on here, helping people, helping homes throughout this whole country.
200 active duty soldiers are expected to join the fight over the weekend, along with a team of firefighters from Australia and New Zealand. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Okanogan, Washington.
And in your international news, a jet flying in an air show in England crashed into a busy road today, killing 7 people and injuring more than a dozen others. Jonathan Vigilati has the latest.
The daring stunt you're about to see is hard to watch, knowing how it ends.
We'll be getting the emergency services in soon. Just stay where you are, please.
Minutes before the crash, a pilot pulled his World War II-era T-7 jet up towards the clouds as he prepared for what's known as a loop maneuver. Hundreds watched on at the Shoreham Air Show in Sussex as the pilot successfully flipped over, but he soon started to barrel down to the ground. He tried to pull up, but not fast enough.
I just thought, you're too low, pull up. And he flew straight into the ground.
The impact caused a massive fireball. Amazingly, officials say the pilot survived, although he's fighting for his life at a local hospital. It's unclear if he ejected before the crash. Most of the victims were just sitting in their cars at the time, unaware of the threat that came from overhead.
This is the second crash at an air show in England this month. At this point, it's unclear what caused today's tragic accident. Officials say there are still people missing, and they expect more casualties as the search continues. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, London.
Sports is coming up next, and Kyle Logan is here with a preview. Kyle?
Neil, tonight in sports, we'll highlight the Sprint Cup boys under the lights and Tiger Woods Day 3 at Wyndham. Also, Michigan women's soccer began their season and Tigers Rangers Game 3. And a special event going on over at Posen High School. Lots upcoming, so come on back. Sports is next. High school athletic programs, the boosters are absolutely essential. Friends and family come together in support of great teams, providing them with meals, uniforms, even fields. And over in Posen, the story is no different. On Sunday, a special event will be going on over at Posen High School to help make things a little bit easier for the school's athletic program. The Vikings will be holding a benefit for athletic busing to help make travel just a little bit easier, and one of the many proud boosters spoke about the event and what they hope to achieve.
In 2009, our sports busing was cut, and so since then the Sports Boosters has fundraised to pay for the busing, and this is the second time we've done the chicken dinner live auction. And so we're hoping to be able to fund at least a year's worth of busing.
Lots going on at the event. Raffles galore with a lot of prizes. A live auction and a chicken dinner will be served. Make sure to check that out tomorrow from 11 to 4. Game 3 between the Tigers and Rangers, the veteran Randy Wolf, his first start since joining the team on Thursday. Smooth sailing in the first inning, 3 groundouts makes a 1-2-3 inning, but unfortunately that wouldn't last long. Top 3, the singles train would run through Detroit. Delino, DeShields, and Shin-Soo Choo already on thanks to singles. Here's Prince in his return to Comerica. He singles to right, scoring Delino. There's no way that they can get him at the plate, and the Rangers go up 1-0. Next batter, Adrian Beltre, same result. He singles to left, scoring Choo, and Texas would lead 2-0. The Rangers would hit 5 straight singles, a part of a 4-run inning. Tigers looking to rally down 5-0, bottom 9. 2 runners on, and Ian Kinsler would stroke this ball to left center. 3-run shot cuts the lead to 2, but unfortunately the rally would not last, and Detroit comes up short 5-3. So many fans are anxious for the first game of the season for head coach Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines. But while football may be the talk of the town, other Michigan sports are getting underway. The Michigan women's soccer team opened up their season last night. They welcomed Eastern Michigan, and the offense came to play. Only 1 goal to show you, but it was a beauty. Anna Sarkozy sends it in. It's hit back. She puts it back in again, and Lulu Haydar delivers. A beautiful goal over the outstretched arms of the keeper. Let's look at it again. The golden left foot, just too easy. That goal put Big Blue up 4-0, and they go on to win by a final score of 8-1. The Irwin Tools night race at Bristol, a very exciting night of short track racing. Little number of cautions for Bristol meant less cars on the lead lap, and that made mistakes even more glaring. Penalties killed multiple drivers on the night, and in the end it came down to just 2 men. The last set of green flag pit stops were taken with just under 70 to go, and from there it was just the youngster Joey Logano and Kevin Harvick. Logano won this race last year, and he led the most laps tonight. In the end, Harvick's car just wasn't fast enough, and he couldn't quite make up enough ground. Logano takes the checkered flag. He's won 2 of the last 3 races here, and he continues his hot streak. Let's see how the pack finished behind him. Your results, Joey Logano, his 3rd win on the season, comes home the victor. Kevin Harvick in 2nd. Believe it or not, his 8th second-place finish since last season, or since his last win, excuse me. Denny Hamlin in 3rd. Jimmy Johnson in 4th. He was 6th in points coming in, and Clint Boyer, who really needed a good finish, came away with a top 5 finish. The Sprint Cup boys are off next week, but they'll be back at Darlington on the 6th. Day 3 of the Wyndham Championship began earlier this morning in North Carolina. If you watched the show yesterday, you saw the big news. Tiger Woods is in contention. But would he be there on Saturday? Day 3 in Greensboro. Good news early on. Tiger with a birdie here on number 1, and he moves to 12 under. Move to the 5th, same chance, same result, and that's 13 under par. From there, it was a bit stagnant. Great par save on the 10th, and Mr. Woods would remain with that score, finishing at 13 under. Day 3 is often known as moving day, and a couple guys sure made their mark. Jason Gore, one of them, 8 under on the day. Just a couple of birdies here at 12 and 15. That young man has jumped up the board and sits in sole possession of first entering Sunday. Day number 4 is shaping up to be exciting. Let's see where things are now that Saturday has come to a close. Jason Gore sits on top after that 8 under 62. 3 guys tied for 2nd. Tiger Woods, who shot 2 under, along with Jonas Blix, the other guy who shot 8 under, and Scott Brown. And the first of 5 men tied for 5th is Cameron Percy at 12 under. Day 4 begins tomorrow morning, and get ready to finally see Tiger in his championship red. So Neil, finally Tiger going to go out in his championship red, just 2 shots behind the leader, but there's 8 guys that are within 3 shots of the leader. So it's going to make for a very exciting Sunday of golf.
So looks like Tiger Woods is going to come back here. Maybe, possibly?
It's possible. Certainly with his up and down career, he could really use this as great momentum going into major season next year. So, I mean, really, this would be a big win for him.
Well, we'll see what happens, Kyle. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Coming up on WBKB News at 11, we have an update with that dancing pregnant mom from Boston. Keep it here. Welcome back. Now, generally, pregnant mothers avoid dancing, but this mom out of Boston is known for doing the Tootsie Roll with the baby in her stomach. David Wade has more.
Say hi to Koji Alexander Nishizawa Cloyd. He doesn't know it, but his mom is kind of famous.
I've always loved dancing.
This is prenatal dance. Uh-oh, contraction.
You see, when most women are itching for an epidural, Koji's mom, Yuki, was demanding to dance her way through a natural birth.
Let's go back to the room and listen to music, and I'm going to ask the nurse if it's okay for me to dance. She's like, go right ahead.
Yuki and her husband, Connell, live in Mattapan. Both are school teachers who seem to also know the ABCs of battling contractions.
My water is breaking!
Baby on the way.
Put on the music and push it. push it real good.
It's a really good cardio exercise if you think about it. There's a lot of leg and squatting movement in there, and I think that itself helps the baby sort of shift down.
For the record, Yuki's dance of choice is the Tootsie Roll.
I actually, with my first daughter, I started dancing maybe a week before I had her, 7 times a day, just Tootsie Roll every day.
She's still going.
The delicious delivery dance keeps Yuki focused and stress-free, which is crucial. About a year ago, Yuki and Connell lost a baby in labor.
When we lost our son, like I promised myself, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to give another life.
And now he's here. Koji, son of the dancing queen.
It's funny.
No pressure, kid.
You don't want to be the only one in the family that can't dance, because
that's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
Well, that's a little scary. I hope my sister, who's currently pregnant, is not doing the Macarena right now, Kyle.
Well, I mean, you know, we're never going to experience those pregnancy pains, so especially for our future wives, whatever that they can do to kind of alleviate that pain is perfectly okay with me.
Yeah, it's a little scary. I mean, seeing your mother and dancing. I hope my mom never did that for me when I was.
But I mean, it looks like she had a perfectly healthy baby, so it's all good.
Yep.
And remember, you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online.
Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
Or add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV.
Well, that'll do it for tonight's show. See you tomorrow night at 11. Good night, everybody.